have a front-wheel drive 2-liter Chrysler that we're going to go through the steps to replace the water pump. Before performing a cooling system repair, it is recommended to flush the cooling system prior to installing any new parts. With the cooling system flushed and completely drained, we'll disconnect the negative battery cable. To gain access to some of the bolts, we'll remove the tire and inner splash shield. Before starting your repair, you always want to be sure you're working with a cool engine. Remove the power steering belt. Remove the vacuum valve. Support the engine and remove the right-hand motor mount. With the motor mount out of the way, remove the power steering pump and set to the side. Remove the alternator belt. Remove the motor mount bracket. Removing the crankshaft pulley on the 2-liter Chrysler can be a little difficult. Be sure and use a Chrysler style removal tool. These are available at your local parts store. With the crankshaft pulley removed, remove the front timing cover. Before removing the timing belt, be sure to align the timing marks on the cam and crank pulley. Remove the tensioner. Remove the timing belt and the tensioner pulley. Remove the cam pulley and remove the back timing cover. Remove the 6 water pump retaining bolts. As you remove the water pump, be sure and capture any residual coolant. Remove the O-ring and thoroughly clean the gasket surface. For ease of installation, we'll use a few drops of sealant to hold the O-ring in place. It's a good idea to use a small amount of anti-seize on the water pump retaining bolts. Install the water pump and torque the retaining bolts to 105 inch-pounds. At this point, we'll refill the cooling system. We'll use a 50-50 blend of coolant and distilled water. We'll pressure test the system at 15 pounds to assure that we have no leaks before reassembly. Pressure testers are available at your local auto parts store. It's highly recommended to replace the timing belt when replacing the water pump. The kit we're installing today comes with a new water pump, a back cover, timing belt, and tensioner components. Install the cam pulley, tightening the retaining bolt to 85 foot-pounds. Recheck the cam timing mark to make sure it's aligned properly before installing the belt. Be sure and rotate the engine 2 revolutions to make sure that the timing marks realign properly. If the marks do not align properly, remove the belt and retime the cam and crank pulleys. Reinstall the front cover. When installing the crankshaft pulley, be sure and use the appropriate installation tool. These pulleys can be a little difficult to reinstall. Reinstall the motor mount bracket and motor mount. We'll leave the front upper bolt loose until installing the power steering pump. Install the alternator belt and tighten the manufacturer's specifications. Reinstall the power steering pump. Install the power steering and AC belt and tighten the manufacturer's specifications. Reinstall the vacuum valve. Reinstall the lower splash shield and front tire, making sure to tighten lug nuts to manufacturer's specifications. With the repair complete, reattach the negative battery cable. It's a good idea to test your pressure cap. A faulty pressure cap can lead to an inefficient cooling system. If you do not have access to a pressure tester, these are available at your local parts store. Start the vehicle and turn the cabin heater on high. This will help bleed the air out of the system. Allow the engine to reach operating temperature and check for leaks. Shut the engine off and allow it to cool completely. Top the recovery tank off to manufacturer spec.